This is Chuck Rapp with Multiply, a podcast to provide a word of encouragement for village church planters and leaders. As this is a new year, I've begun a new series on the subject of steward leadership. One author defines a steward as someone who manages resources belonging to another person in order to achieve the owner's objectives. Today we continue our study of the parable of the talents found in Matthew 25, verses 14 to 30. In my last episode, we looked at 3 principles from this story. Today we will explore 4 more. First, each servant or steward was required to give an account of what he accomplished with the bags of gold entrusted to him. In 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10, we're instructed that we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, so that each of us may receive what is due us for the things done while in the body, whether good or bad. In verse 21 of our text, the master commends the first servant, saying, "Well done, good and faithful servant." I ask, what account will we give to the Lord for all that He's entrusted to us? Secondly, there's a reward for good stewardship. Notice that verses 21 and 23 are identical, and this is very important. His master replied, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness." The servant who received 5 bags and the servant who received 2 bags heard the same commendation from the master. In my last episode, I warned about falling into the trap of comparison with others. You see, in VCP, some work in areas where the spiritual soil is more fertile and where the harvest is more bountiful, while others toil in much more difficult places. The master's expectations align with the conditions where each one works. Third, poor stewards will be reprimanded and punished. We see this in verses 24 to 30. The servant who did nothing with his 1 bag was called wicked and lazy. The 1 bag that he had was taken away from him. In my culture, we have an idiom that says, "Use it or lose it." My late father quoted that to me often in my formative years. Do you have a similar saying? This parable illustrates its truth. And finally, good stewards will be entrusted with more. In verse 28, we see that the 1 bag taken away from the lazy servant was given to the servant who now had 10. The principle here is that in VCP and in any organization, those who steward well what's been entrusted to them will, at some point, be entrusted with more. May it be more leadership responsibility, more authority, and/or more resources. In our next episode, we will continue our study of steward leadership. This has been a word of encouragement for village church planters and leaders.